All right, I want to go straight into the feedback. Okay. Well, this is going to help you. There's a couple like major things I want you to just be aware of as you're continuing to do this, because this might, yeah, we need to solve this issue right now, actually, if you're going to keep going. This is very, 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 very difficult to do. And there's something that you could do. Yeah, you need to change this if you're gonna, because I can see that there's a motive
Yeah.
here that needs to continue. But if you keep continuing at this rate, no orchestra can play this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just the strings, also the woodwinds. So if you go down here, so this is at quarter equals 66. Is that correct? So it's almost
Yeah.
like a clock. So this 30-second notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
is
yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
Try doing this with your finger. Can you do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And violinists and string players in general, this is not their forte. This is their forte.
Okay.
This is not a technique that they like to do in general. I mean,
Okay.
they'll do it, but and then doing it fast, you would have to split this up
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to do arco. Another thing you can do is put this in a kind of a percussion, mallet percussion. You don't have any mallet percussion happening. It's just very hard, and there's not really an obvious fix. The 16th notes are fine. These are fine. These ones, in principle, are okay.
Yeah.
But these 30-second notes are impossible.
Okay.
I would go back to the drawing board and and ask yourself like, okay, when you're writing this passage, what is the most important aspect? Like, why do I want these pizzicato notes? Like, what's the most important thing? Is it the gesture? Is it the pitches themselves? Is it the sound? Like, do I really like that am I married to the pizzicato sound? I don't know if you can even answer that right now. If you can, I would love to know. What's the most important part of these three bars to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I want to see this again. I want to
Yeah.
see what you do.
Yeah.
This same issue.
Yeah.
So imagine tonguing this.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard, if not almost impossible. So these things too need to be split up more. So you can do this thing called dovetailing. So
Yeah.
if you just go on like any orchestration website and look up the word dovetail, it's very basic orchestration technique, but it will show you how to go between different instrumentalists. But a lot of this is quite, I mean, a lot of this is quite good. I mean, there are just some things that are just like unplayable,
Yeah.
like this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing in the I don't want to give you too many things to fix. That's going to be enough just for you to
Yeah.
really understand like what is the most important thing about this gesture. Like I see you have
Yeah.
these hairpins. Is that the most important thing? Is it the pitches? Is it the staccato sound? Like what is it? And focus
Yeah.
on that. And for everybody on the call, let me show you like a really good example of what I'm talking about. Look at the flute part here. You see how these two flute parts, I would have even made this simpler actually, especially the second flute part. It's a quite complex looking, but look how they interlock with each other. So like flute one plays and then flute two kind of takes over a little bit. Flute one plays and flute two takes over a little bit. So this has a nice interlocking going on. I think the second flute part is a little too complicated looking. You could have simplified the notation here a bit more.
I haven't put so much work in simplifying it. I just wanted to listen to it.
Just
So
put the notes down. Yeah, yeah, of course.
yeah.
Yeah. At this stage, I would simplify. The reason why is because when you're
Yeah.
writing more music in the
Yeah.
future, like then you don't have to simplify everything. You already have a simplified
Okay.
version. You
Yes.
can kind of like copy paste the motive. Does
Yeah.
anybody have other comments for Jonas that they saw that they want to mention?
How are you getting the sound? Were you using like a sample library or note performer or something else?
Note performer with Spitfires, BBC, or SO.
That's a good
Yeah.
samples you have, and you run it through what's the notation software?
Dorico.
It's pretty good, Jonas. And this is a small thing. Now that I'm looking at the second
Yeah.
half of the piece a little more closely, when you're working with these dynamics, you do this a lot here. I notice.
Yeah.
See how you have this crescendo from triple P to mezzo
Yeah.
forte, and same with this triple P. You see how it kind of starts in like a random spot here, and then the mezzo forte we don't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
see.
I know exactly. Yeah.
So I would put like, for example, a half note tied to a quarter note, and then put the mezzo forte, then tie it to this thing here. And if you want to make this really clear that you want, like, do you want mezzo forte straight through, or do you want a decrescendo? Which one do you want?
I wanted to, they make interlocking in the breathing, so it's starts in different, and they come up to an end, and it's widens up. So I want them to have that one of them have the mezzo forte before the other one has, so it's which expands. So
Yeah.
that's the point of it. So
No, that's good. But like, do you want this line to stay mezzo forte, this line to stay mezzo forte. Is that what you want?
Yeah, yes. And then it go quiet and then go up again. So
So
yeah,
so
yeah,
this 16th
all the
note
way up. Yeah,
is quiet immediately.
yeah.
So here's my next little point. You want to put in italics, non-dim.
I'm not
Okay.
so good at all those things you put in.
Yeah, you have to put a lot of things in when you're writing for
Yeah,
orchestra. So
yeah.
mezzo forte, non-dim, just like that.
Heck, yeah.
Because
Thank you.
if
Yeah,
you take off this, right? Like
yeah.
what you did, I'm gonna have a question. Do you want that diminuendo? Do I stay the same? We want to eliminate questions when we're writing for orchestra. So
Yeah,
you can put
of course.
non-dim and
Yeah,
they know, okay, I just stay mezzo forte. It's very important. Yeah,
yeah,
a lot of stuff to think about, Jonas, but
yeah.
you came with a good palette to work with, so that's great. Big hand for Jonas. That was really, really cool. Awesome job.